One day you wake up and you say to yourself, wow, my number is, say, $10,000 a month. I need $10,000 a month to survive and to live and to do what I need to do. That's $120,000 a year. Maybe your number's more, maybe your number's less, but let's say the number is $10,000 and you get to the place where you know how to generate cash on demand as a real estate investor. When you get to that place, you're financially independent. Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Swanson back here with another episode of the Real Estate Mogul Podcast. Hey, in today's episode, we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about how to escape your 9-to-5. See, most people get into the thing of real estate investing and they've got this idea that they want to make more money, want to build wealth, want to create cash flow and streams of income. And some people say, you know what, I want to get out of my job. And other people say, I want to do this on the side because I enjoy what I do. This show is for those people that want to go from wherever you are all the way to that place of escaping the 9-to-5 and getting out of the job. And what you're going to notice is that the process of going from wherever you are today to escaping the 9-to-5 and doing real estate and real estate investing on a full-time basis is a journey. It starts at point A and it moves along the process until you've achieved, in the real estate mogul system of real estate investing, what we call step 4, and that is financial freedom. Now, a lot of times people mistake financial freedom with financial independence, and or vice versa, financial independence with financial freedom. So let me talk to you about the difference between the two real quick, because I think this is an important thing to understand. If your objective and your goal is to leave the 9-to-5 and become a full-time real estate investor, self-sustaining on your own, there are two milestones that I think are worthy of celebrating. And the first milestone is financial independence. So financial independence is when you get to the place in your real estate investing knowledge and execution where you know how to make enough money on a monthly basis to support yourself, your family, all of your obligations. That's financial independence. Now, that is active income. You need to get up the next month and go do it again, and get up the next month and go do it again. But you have the knowledge, you've built the relationships, you're taking the active action to actually be financially independent. You know how to make enough money to survive on a monthly basis. Now, I remember years ago, and this was, boy, this has to go back 20 to 23 years. It was in the late 1990s, early 2000s, about that time when I was transitioning out of having a full-time job and becoming financially independent as a real estate investor. I had the process. I knew when my feet hit the floor on Monday morning, I knew what I needed to do that day to make money and support my family, and a growing family at that. A wife that was staying home with a growing family of small children. We had obligations, we had a house, we had all these things that we were doing and we were working on. And so I remember back to that moment becoming financially independent, where I didn't wonder what I needed to do on that Monday morning. I knew I needed to make money, and I knew that to make money, I had to do certain things. And so when I got started, wholesaling was the thing that I got into, and I very quickly learned how to make money wholesaling real estate. Now, I'm going to age myself a little bit, because back then, these were the days when I had like a Nokia flip phone. Craigslist didn't exist. We barely used the internet. Real estate investors were just starting to have websites. We basically used direct mail, direct response marketing. People called our cell phones or our office landlines. This is back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And when I think where technology has gone today and the advances that we have and the tools that we have available to us today to help us make money as a real estate investor, it kind of blows my mind. I remember way back then, I had a subscription to a product back in the day that I think it was called RealQuest. And I covered the 7 metro areas in the Denver area, and it cost me almost $400 a month to be able to go build my motivated seller marketing lists just in the 7 counties of the Denver area. And that was it, $400 a month to build my list, download a spreadsheet, and then I had to figure out how to get it to a mail house and actually do the mailing and actually do my lead generation. I think about that today, and it blows my mind because in the product that I own today, FreedomSoft, you can log into FreedomSoft for our $200 a month subscription, and you can download nationwide lists and build custom lists all over the country, not limited to 7 counties. It's pretty staggering. But if we get back to this idea of financial independence is when your feet hit the ground on a Monday and your brain says to yourself, I know exactly what I need to do to make money this week, next week, the week after. So your monthly obligations are covered. Now contrast that with financial freedom. Financial freedom is when you've moved into that place of passive income. Now you no longer have to do the active work to go grind every single day, because the active grind you're doing today is being turned into a passive income stream that pays you today and tomorrow. And so one of the things you want to do as a real estate investor is start to get your mindset focused on making sure that your active grind is starting to produce a passive return, and move from financial independence to financial freedom. That's a missing link component for so many real estate investors. In fact, even for me in my early years, I came out of the gates and I built a rental portfolio of near 40 properties in my first 18 months. And I wasn't the best landlord. It had its ups and downs. I had to figure systems out, but I went all in. And I bought properties with cash. I bought properties with private money. I bought properties on terms with owner financing. I controlled properties. I created a cash flow and an income stream. What I realized is I had to keep both things going. I had to have the active cash generation a part of my real estate investing business model, because once you own a portfolio of real estate, things come up. A tenant moves out, tenants turn, people trash a place, new opportunities come up. You want to add a little addition on a property, to add another bedroom. You know, things come up that you want and or need cash for. So the skills you learn as you're building financial independence and the ability to actively make money are the exact skills that you will continue to use as you build a passive financial freedom portfolio and as your real estate investing career develops and continues. And so when I talk to people about this and we look at the phases or the steps of building a portfolio, as I've talked about before, step 1 is learn how to generate cash. When you learn how to evaluate a real estate deal and look at it from the perspective of answering the question, I know how somebody would make money with that house. When you can look at any property and answer that question, I know how somebody would make money with that, you've moved yourself beyond the sort of starter knowledge base, and you've moved yourself into a place of now let's take some action. If you can look at a house and you can analyze that deal and evaluate the opportunity and say, I know how somebody's going to make money with that. Now you move to the place of, okay, well, let's turn my knowledge into action. And the way we do that, we bridge that gap by making offers. We start making offers, right? There's a maximum allowable offer on every single property in the country. And it's based on the most likely, the easiest, or the most profitable exit strategy that you as a real estate investor might apply to this particular house. Hey, do you have what it takes to build a successful real estate investing business or scale your existing business to the next level, but you feel like you've hit a brick wall and there's something holding you back? If you answered yes, then my team of experienced real estate investor business development consultants wants to talk to you. We want to talk about a hands-on learning experience where you'll put in the work and we'll guide you through every step to make money together. Our goal is to create success stories that we'll use to continue to grow the real estate mogul community. Plus, I'm always looking for ways to expand my real estate investing business into new markets, create more passive income, and expand my money lending business. So my team of professional real estate investor coaches are looking for ways to make more money by helping students close more deals. We put our heads together and decided to bring on a small number of folks into our community with the goal of creating your success stories each and every month. Now, this is not for everyone, and there are a few requirements to being accepted into the program. But if you're ready for the next level, are ready to join our success team and work directly with one of the experienced real estate investors on my team, and if you're willing to put in the work and follow our guidance, go to realestatemogul.com/success to learn more. You'll learn what I'm looking for, exactly how the program works, and what you'll get from us. You'll also learn what we expect from you. Do it right now. Go to realestatemogul.com/success, and I'll see you on the next page. So I like to tell people, think about real estate in just two contexts. You've got your short-term deals, right? Your wholesale flips, but your fix and flips. And let's really think about this from your short-term deals and your long-term deals. And let's take wholesaling as a real estate strategy. It's a technique and not really an exit strategy. So the art or the act of wholesaling is packaging up either a short-term deal or a long-term deal and selling that to another real estate investor who's going to execute on that strategy. That's really how simple this business is. When you can look at any address in the country and say, that's either a short-term deal or a long-term deal, and you understand why, you put yourself in a position to start making money. When you start making money, because you can now package that deal up and sell either a fix and flip, a short-term deal, you're in and out, or package it up and sell a buy and hold, a landlord deal, a long-term, something that's going to cash flow over time. When you know how to price that and make the offer and go sell that to a real estate investor that wants to execute on that strategy, you put yourself in a place to make money. And when you put yourself in a place to make money, and you put yourself in a place to make money today, tomorrow, next week, the week after that, again and again and again, and you begin to just repeat the process. You do the same things over and over and over. Those things become easier with time. And as they become easier, you make more money. And one day you wake up and you say to yourself, wow, my number is, say, $10,000 a month. I need $10,000 a month to survive and to live and to And to do what I need to do, that's $120,000 a year. Maybe your number's more. Maybe your number's less. But let's say the number is $10,000. And you get to the place where you know how to generate cash on demand as a real estate investor. When you get to that place, you're financially independent. And now you have the choice to stay in your job and let somebody else's actions help support you in that income generation, or you have the option to quit your job, leave the 9-to-5, and go all in executing this newfound skill of generating cash using real estate as the tool. And so once you learn that basic skill and become financially independent, you then say to yourself, okay, how am I going to move from financial independence, active income, and into financial freedom, passive income? Well, that's where you have to start keeping assets long term. And you've got to say, okay, I got to figure out now how not to just generate cash, be in and out, and flip a deal to another investor and let them execute on the exit strategy. You have to start asking yourself, how are you going to stay in the deal long term? Because wealth and financial freedom is built by owning and controlling assets. When you own and control assets, you're going to start building your wealth and you're going to start building your cash flow. And it's cash flow that leads to financial freedom, right? Equity or wealth, the value of your properties, you can't take that to the grocery store and buy organic apples. But you can take cash flow off of your portfolio to the store and buy apples, right? And so what you want to do is you want to start building your cash flow streams. So there's a couple ways that I talk to people about doing this, and it's focusing on a couple of things. You've already gotten good at wholesaling. You know what a deal is, you know how to find them, you know how to make your offer, you know how to package that deal up. The transition that you're going to make then is, instead of flipping it to somebody else, you're going to stay in that deal and you're going to do the deal yourself. And so there's two things that I tell people you want to get good at when you're trying to make that transition from financial independence to financial freedom. One, you want to add the arrow to your quiver of buying on terms. You want to learn how to use the seller's equity and the seller's asset that they have to finance your purchases. You want to learn how to utilize the seller's problem to structure something that solves their problem but puts you in a position to create cash flow. That's what buying on terms is all about. Buying on terms is about putting you in a position to solve the seller's problem and create cash flow. See, a lot of times when you buy on terms, a cash offer just doesn't work. Maybe the seller's not interested in taking a significant discount cash offer. Maybe the seller doesn't have the equity to take a significant discount cash offer. Maybe the seller has some other reason that is preventing them from accepting a lower cash offer. See, in real estate investing, if you make an offer to a seller 9 out of 10 times, 9.9 out of 10 times, if you make an all cash offer, it's going to be at a lower price. An all cash offer is a significant discount to the value. The seller gets all of that cash today, though, up front at closing. Whereas buying on terms gives you the ability to pay a higher price, but the seller gets their payments over time. And so when I look at deals like this, I'm asking the question, okay, if I paid all cash and I'm in that place of wanting to move from financial independence to financial freedom, if I pay all cash, what kind of cash flow am I going to create if I buy, renovate, and then rent this property? If I buy on terms, what kind of cash flow can I create? And so the two things that I think are important that you develop skills in as you're moving through the process of financial independence to financial freedom is learning how to buy on terms, structure creative deals with seller financing, and raise private money. Private money is going to change the game for you as a real estate investor, because we're going to assume you know how to generate cash on demand. We're going to assume you know how to evaluate a deal. We're going to assume you know how to generate leads, talk to people, and make offers. We're going to assume those things. When you add two things into your tool belt, the ability to make a terms offer and the ability to raise private capital so that you can then close on your all cash offers yourself, you put yourself in the driver's seat towards the goal of financial freedom. So if I was going to leave you with something that I think you should pursue and pursue quickly, it's adding some arrows to your quiver. It's adding the ability to learn how to evaluate a real estate deal and determine two offer prices: your cash offer price and your terms offer price. If you learn those two things and then you support your cash offer price by learning how to raise private money and get private money injected into your system, you set yourself up for success. One of the things that we talk about as part of the system of real estate investing that we teach is step one, or phase one, is generating cash. And so we talk about the strategies that you'll utilize to generate cash. A big piece of that is private money, understanding how to go find and get private money injected into your real estate business and into your system is a key component. Step two, or phase two, is then create cash flow. You're going to add and pull out those arrows in your quiver of terms offers and using private money to create cash flow. When you have these additional tools in your tool belt, this phase one and this phase two starts to happen on a more regular basis. I watch it all the time. Real estate investors get a lead, they get on the phone with a seller, and they miss one of two things. They either don't have the capital to close on it, so they don't have the private money backing themselves to close on the deal themselves, so they hesitate on what the right offer price is and what the right terms are and can I get this deal across the finish line? Or the seller is not in a position to take an all-cash offer at a discount, and the real estate investor doesn't have the tool of owner financing and buying on terms in their tool belt, so they can't pull that out and solve the seller's problem. Those two things cause more real estate investors to miss on more deals than just about anything else I can think about. And so my advice to you is figure out how to get those two things into your arsenal: private money and an understanding of buying on terms. You add those two tools to the tool belt and you go up many, many notches very, very rapidly in your ability to be a successful real estate investor. So as we go back and work through this process of financial independence to financial freedom and walking away from the 9-to-5, leaving the 9-to-5, these are the things I want you to think about. This is what I want you to put into your process of, okay, I'm going to go learn these things. I'm going to learn these skills, these tools. Who can teach me this stuff? How can I learn it as fast as possible? I need to get in proximity of the people that know this stuff, do this stuff, live and breathe this stuff on a regular basis. You need to get into proximity with somebody quickly. A great story to that effect is a gentleman who is in one of our programs right now. He works in the traditional financial services industry for one of the big financial services firms. You would know the name if I said it out loud. And so he's in traditional finance. And from the inside, he's saying to himself, this doesn't look right. This doesn't feel like this is the path to wealth. And so he's pursued, and he's watched me, and he's watched what we do, and he's pursued real estate investing. And so he got enrolled into one of our programs inside of the last month. And his first step is learning how to generate cash so that he can create financial independence, so that he can get out of the 9-to-5 and go full-time as a real estate investor. So inside of 30 days, he's been learning, he's been jumping on the calls with our coaches, he's been going through our material, he's been studying, and he's been adding knowledge to the system. And he's gotten into proximity where he's hearing the stories and he's listening to the deals and he's hearing how we structure a certain offer. And he's gotten into it. And in 30 days, he put his first property under contract last night. And he was so stinking excited because the math on this deal is actually pretty good. It's probably a fix and flip house. Another investor is going to buy it at a discount from him, fix it up, and flip it. And there is a lot of flip activity happening in this particular little neighborhood that he's working, where this property is located. A lot of sales, investors buying cheap and selling the same property higher inside 60 to 120 days. That's the indication that there is fix and flip activity happening in a particular area. And he's got this little house at a great price. If I were to guesstimate, he's probably going to flip this, maybe double close it to an investor, maybe just sell it with an assignment of contract. But he's going to pocket somewhere in the $15,000 range on this first little deal. Now, when you think about that, the first thing that happens here is the belief system goes through the roof, right? So from being in the traditional financial services world, but seeing the alternative world of investing in real estate and saying, I want to dip my toe over here because all of the people I see where I'm at right now, that's not the path that I want. And I see and I watch and I'm looking at Rob over here and I see what he's doing. And yeah, I kind of want that lifestyle more than I want this lifestyle. This seems a little happier, a little bit more fun. Let's go this way. So he dipped his toe in. He got enrolled into one of our programs. He's been working with us for a month, and he's staring down a payday on his first real estate deal that's going to put $15,000 cash injected into his life. Now, beyond just the fact that the belief system went through the roof when he realized that he could do the marketing, he could get the leads, he could talk to somebody. He doesn't have to be perfect. He's just talking to somebody that has a problem, that wants something that he can offer. They want to sell, he wants to buy. That's how simple the conversation was. And he made an offer based on what we taught him how to run the formulas, and the guy accepted. And when he realized that, okay, the house probably needs $20,000 to $25,000 worth of repairs. And when he realized that the seller could not make those repairs, and those repairs were required in order for the seller to sell the property to anybody that was a non-cash buyer, because the house was not bank financeable today. It needed a furnace. It needed some electrical work. It needed some things that, in order to be bank financeable, the seller had to put some money into it. And the seller was running out of money, and they didn't have the money to do it. So they're like, you know what? We just need to get out. And so the question was pretty simple. Well, what do you need today for us to help you get out of this problem? And they set a price, and they came to a term, and they made the offer, and the seller accepted. And it's a significant discount cash offer that is going to work fantastically well. The seller doesn't know what else to do. And so this gentleman stepped in, solved their problem, and is going to get a handsome payday as a result. His belief system changes in that moment. It's already changing. When you cash that first check, the belief system changes dramatically. And that is pretty exciting. So that's the process, friends, to go from this vision of leaving the 9-to-5 to putting in the effort to create financial independence, to transitioning and adding some tools to the tool belt where you can begin to build cash flow towards financial freedom. And when these little milestones are met along the way, your belief system goes through the roof. You take more action, you get more comfortable, you get more confident, you're willing to put in more work to achieve it. And that's when the magic happens. Friends, I hope this was a motivator. I hope this gets you in the game and pursuing your own future. This is Rob Swanson for another Real Estate Mogul show. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, do you have what it takes to build a successful real estate investing business or scale your existing business to the next level, but you feel like you've hit a brick wall and there's something holding you back? If you answered yes, then my team of experienced real estate investor business development consultants wants to talk to you. We want to talk about a hands-on learning experience where you'll put in the work and we'll guide you through every step to make money together. Our goal is to create success stories that we'll use to continue to grow the real estate mogul community. Plus, I'm always looking for ways to expand my real estate investing business into new markets, create more passive income, and expand my money lending business. So my team of professional real estate investor coaches are looking for ways to make more money by helping students close more deals. We put our heads together and decided to bring on a small number of folks into our community with the goal of creating your success stories each and every month. Now, this is not for everyone, and there are a few requirements to being accepted into the program. But if you're ready for the next level, are ready to join our success team and work directly with one of the experienced real estate investors on my team, and if you're willing to put in the work and follow our guidance, go to realestatemogul.com/success to learn more. You'll learn what I'm looking for, exactly how the program works, and what you'll get from us. You'll also learn what we expect from you. Do it right now. Go to realestatemogul.com/success, and I'll see you on the next page.